Good morning, my dear students, and welcome back to the class on English literature. In the previous year, we have completed 6 poems and 6 short stories. So there are still 4 more stories to be learned, and there are 4 more poems to be understood. So we are beginning with the literature classes, and I begin with the chapter, the short story titled as The Little Match Girl. In today's class, I will be giving you a summary of this particular short story. Then we will go through the short story together. So, what do you mean by a short story? Short story is a reflection of the ideas of a person. The ideas that we have in our mind, we convert into words and we convert into paper, and that becomes a story, that becomes a poem, that becomes a novel. So it is the idea or the experiences that a person will undergo, the feelings that a person have, the experiences that a person will undergo are converted into poems, short stories or novels, whatever it is. And today we are going to deal with a short story titled as The Little Match Girl. And this particular short story is written by the person called Hans Christian Andersen. He is the one who has written this particular story, and he is a Danish writer. And what is it about his childhood? He had a very unhappy childhood. So his childhood was very happy. He did not have any very pleasant memories of his childhood. So what happened? His stories will reflect sadness, loss and death. Because that's what he has gone through in his life. So his stories will automatically reflect the sadness that he had, the losses that he faced in his life, or the death that he had faced in his life. So all his stories, all his poems, all his novels, all his writings will reflect these three things: sadness, loss and death. And who are the main characters in this particular story? Mainly, this story is about a little girl. The name is not mentioned in this particular chapter, this particular story. And this particular story has got these three main characters: the little girl, her father, and her grandmother, who is expired, who is already dead. And this particular story is about the little girl. It happens on the Christmas Eve, when people are eagerly waiting for the birth of Jesus. And this particular little girl is in the cold, trying to sell the matches that she has brought. When everyone is enjoying, when everyone is happy to receive child Jesus into their life, here we have a little girl, a poor little girl, selling the matches in the bitter cold. She does not have a house, and she is afraid to go back home because of her father. Her father has told her to sell the matches, and she was unable to sell any matches on a particular day. So what happens? She is really afraid to go back home, because when she returns, her father will beat her. So she does not want to go home. So what does she do? She lights the matches that she has got, and she has got 3 different visions that will come in front of her when she lights the matches. And there are 3 of them that will go through in the story. And the cold is very much, and she is shivering in the cold. So she lights the matches, and she comes across 3 different visions that she will see. The last vision that she has is the vision of her grandmother, who is already dead. She is the only one who loved her very much, and she too loved her very much. As soon as she sees her grandmother, she does not want to leave her grandmother. She knows that when the light goes off, the vision too will go off. So she lights all the matches. The next morning, we have her we see her dead in the street because she loved her grandmother so much that she did not want that particular vessel to disappear. So what happened? She lights all the matches and she is dead in the next morning. So that's about the short story called The Little Match Girl, the struggles that a little girl goes through in her life and the three different visions that she has got when she lights the matches and the role of grandmother in the life of this particular little match girl. So I hope you have understood the summary of this particular short story. We will go through the short story together from tomorrow's class onwards. Kindly go through the video once again and try to understand the summary of this particular story. This particular story will give you one more picture about the poverty that existed in the society at that time. Because every story, every poem reflects the condition of the society of at the particular time. So this particular story called The Little Match Girl reflects the poverty that existed at that particular time. So giving the picture of a little girl who is selling matches in the street in bitter cold, the poem gives you a clear picture about the poverty that existed in the society. So can you go through the video once again and try to understand the summary. Thank you.